and leading us.
Happy Friday. If everybody could please stand up, and I will turn it over to Bill Rubin, who will help us with the Pledge of Allegiance and four-way test.
Okay, so we're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance first. Where's the flag? It's coming. Wave the flag. Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, everybody just sway back and forth. It'll come onto the screen. Let's do the four-way test first. Of the things we think, say, and do, first, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And now the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we're going to do the visitors and guests now? Okay, so if you're a visiting Rotarian, if you are a Rotarian who has a guest here today, please stand. And we're going to go around the room, and you're a guest too, Michael. And we're going to have you introduced. So let's start right over here. Norris?
My guest is Pam Gilbert. She's actually a Rotarian, member of E-Club 1. She's a former math teacher at Fairview High School, retired a few years ago. And she leads a project in Ecuador, La Mingua Escuela. And she's done several projects with support from Rotary Global Grants. Please welcome Pam.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay, so next is Erin.
I actually have a couple of guests today. Michael, do you want to turn around and look at the camera? There we go. That's Michael Doherty. Michael Doherty is our new district attorney for Boulder. He took over from Stan Garnett, and he's got his application in to become a new member of our Boulder Rotary Club. So please help me welcome him. And I have another guest, my husband, who's running in the door right now. There's your name tag. So this is my husband, Chris Rattay. Chris is also a residential realtor. We work together at RE/MAX, and he is going to be co-presenting next week on the presentation that we'll be doing. So please help me welcome Chris. And my next very esteemed guest is Miss Bryn Grunwald. And Bryn, I will actually let her introduce herself because she has a connection to the Boulder Rotary Club.
Yeah, the Boulder Rotary Club sent me to the Philippines in 2013 through 2014. And as a result of my experiences there, I ended up getting dual degrees in mechanical engineering and international affairs at the University of Colorado Boulder. I'll be graduating in December, but this summer I'm going to DC to do energy policy for the DC-based Department of Energy. So I don't think that would have happened without being sent abroad by Boulder Rotary. So thank you for that.
Okay, next we have Mr. Jim Umland.
Hey, Bill. Thank you. And to my left and to the right, if you're on the screen, is Eve Kilmer, who's been with us a number of times. She's in town here, psychologist, becoming a longer and longer time friend since I moved in last August. It was one of our first friends. But in any event, she's starting to make me look a little suspect because I think at least the last two times you've been here, I've been absent. But in any event, she's got the paperwork and is looking it over and going to be joining us in due time. So, okay, welcome to Eve.
And we have a visiting Rotarian.
Hi, I'm Jim White from the Denver Club and have 48 years of perfect attendance. So I've never been to the Boulder Club, and I figured I better get up here before I hit 50 years. So I'm here today. Thank you.
Please welcome Jim. Mr. John Rieger.
Okay, so I had the pleasure of meeting Naomi Walsh, who came from Tasmania, and we were talking whether that's the furthest point from Boulder or not. We don't know, but it's a long ways away. Anyway, she just popped in to say hello and join us today, and we welcome her. So thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, we've got one more over here. It looks like you're a visiting Rotarian as well. Just tell us where you're from.
I'm Jim Rohr. I'm from Mountain Foothills Rotary. Happy to visit you today and to shamelessly promote our golf tournament on the 15th of July. We'd love to have you come and play Haiwan and contribute to special needs kids at the same time. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much, Bill. And before we have two new members join us, which is fabulous, I would like to pull up, and we can pull up a video. We have our district conference. That's going to be May 19th and 20th. And the registration's closing this coming week. So want to be making sure that everybody who is planning on being there, and hopefully we'll see a lot of all of us from our club here there. And so Nathan, if you want to let it roll.
So here we are at the University of Denver, in front of the beautiful tower. I'm Sam Adams. He's Abbas Rajabi. Not like the beer, Abbas Rajabi. See, it's so easy.
Thank you, Sam. And we are here telling you about celebration, the Rotary Celebration, where there is inspiration at every corner, where we are celebrating humanity, avenues of service, healthcare for women, for children, education, for hunger, being aware of homelessness, bringing the community together and reaching consensus in our community.
Not only the community together, but we're bringing generations together. We're bringing like baby boomers together with millennials and Gen X and whatever else is out there these days, what they have for different age ranges, but we're bringing them all together and having these conferences kind of bring technology use so we can see how people are communicating and impart some wisdom to the younger people and let the younger people impart wisdom to us. So come to the Hyatt, May 19th, May 20th. Be informed, be entertained.
And see the service and see humanity at work.
I'm going to be the MC. I'm also going to perform. I believe we have the 17th Avenue All-Stars to entertain. Chancellor Emeritus Daniel Ritchie will be a keynote speaker. His name is on the building behind us here. A University of Denver legend. We're very fortunate. Go to Rotary5450.org. That's where you can get all your information to register for this event, May 19th, May 20th, Hyatt Regency in the Denver Tech Center. It's going to be great.
And remember, we are there to network. We are networking for service, for betterment and humanity.
I said your name right. That is the beautiful part.
Yes, that
Everybody
was.
knows how to say my name, right?
Yes,
Like,
Sam Adams.
I don't know how to say your name. Abbas Rajabi.
Yes.
You don't know that name. May 19th, May 20th. We'll see you there.
Thank you.
Our district conference this year is actually a different structure. It's short, it's Saturday, and it's Sunday morning. The cost is less than $200 for the 2 days, and it's being set up with some different breakout sessions throughout the day on Saturday. So it'll be good. So again, go on the Rotary5450.org website, sign up, and we also are going to be working on trying to get some gathering of us Boulder folks while we're there too. With that, I'd like to invite Michael Weatherwax and his new member Linda Nels, as well as Dorothy and Shani, come on up. We have 2 new members today. This is a great day.
It is my great pleasure to be able to sponsor Linda Nels as a new member of our Rotary Club. She'll be the newest member for about 30 seconds, and then Dorothy will take over. Linda's was the youngest of 4 children. She and I share the fact that we're both Air Force brats. She was born in Pasadena, Texas. Our father was an officer, navigator, and typhoon chaser, which in the Pacific Ocean is typhoons. In the Atlantic Ocean, it's hurricanes, in the U.S. Air Force. And her mother was a military wife for a number of years. But after Linda got older and her father retired from the Air Force, Linda's mother, who I knew very well, was a wonderful woman, went and got a master's degree and a PhD in sociology at the University of Colorado, which started the line, because Linda is a graduate of the University of Colorado, and her son, one of her sons, is a graduate. I'll talk about them in a second. As a military brat, she went to 4 different elementary schools, mostly in the Deep South, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, South Carolina. Did a lot of traveling, spent some time, a couple of years on the island of Guam. And she lived in the Deep South during the civil rights thing, which I did as well. And both of us suffered from the thing of not really having an understanding of that, because we lived on a fully integrated military base and didn't have that particular problem. Linda's father retired in 1969 and moved their family to Duncan, Oklahoma, where she completed middle school and high school. Not Duncan, Oklahoma is not her favorite place in the world, but she says that Oklahoma is a good place to be from. Linda moved to Boulder in 1975 and to attend the University of Colorado and start the family tradition. She has a bachelor's degree in accounting and a master's degree in finance. And she moved to Boulder in 75. She's been a resident here pretty much ever since then, except that she went off for 3 years to San Antonio, Texas to work in her first job in public accounting with a firm called Ernst & Winnie, which is now called Ernst & Young. But when it was Ernst & Winnie, it was known as both ends of a horse. Linda and her husband Eric have 2 children, 2 sons. Michael is a graduate from CU in 2015 with a biochemical engineering degree, and is now an 8-year medical scientist training program at the University of Washington University in St. Louis, which he come out of having an MD and a PhD and become a physician scientist. Matthew, her younger son, is attending college and playing NCAA Division III college hockey at Augsburg in college in Minneapolis. Linda's had 2 successful careers. One is a CPA, where she started in public accounting and then spent a number of years as the CFO of a local real estate investment firm. And now she is 12 years into her career as a realtor with RE/MAX of Boulder. She is particularly experienced or able to represent her clients very well because of her background in accounting and finance and a long time working in the real estate industry. She's particularly capable of being able to help them. Linda enjoys road biking, hiking, travel, spending time with her family and friends, and giving back in community service. And that is her principal reason for joining Boulder Rotary. She spent 12 years on the board, or has spent 12 years and still is on the board of YMCA, and served 2 years as currently served as a chair of the board, and also is now the chair of the finance and a member of the executive committee. Linda is a longtime Rotarian at heart who has decided to finally join a Rotary Club. Fortunately for us, she has chosen Boulder Rotary. Please help me welcome Linda Nels.
You look really great. It's fun to see you from here. I was told to keep this really short, and I had 22 pages here written out, and I'm down to just a very short time because I'm pleading with you to meet this absolutely amazing, wonderful friend of mine. She happens to be married to a Rotarian, whose initials are Gary Kahn. And I met Shani, and she spells her name S-H-O-N-I. And I think she takes almost any pronunciation of it, but I say Shani. So I met Shani a few years ago, and Gary and I were talking about my coming into the club. So he brought me in. So I thought, kind of keeping it in the family, I got to bring in Shani. I've known them both for quite a while, and particularly Shani and Gary. They have twin sons who are 24. And one was in my class at the University of Colorado. And I'm just going to say one little thing about him. He was a junior in high school when he was in this undergraduate class at CU. And he did a presentation. And one of the seniors in the class, senior engineering student, turned to him and he said, "Oh, and you're just a high school senior?" And the son looked down and he said, "Well, actually, I'm a junior." So, and the other son, you probably know, is just one of the finest musicians around anywhere. So Shani's been really, really active in the community. She's been on a number of boards. She and Fred Hull, I understand, I just learned this morning, were in business 30 years together doing compliance laws for EPA. I thought that sounded like really worthwhile business. Compliance training. She was a graduate of Pepperdine with her MBA. And I'm trying to skip and go really fast, but because what I really want you to do is to meet her, talk with her, get acquainted with her, and find out just what a great addition she is to this club. She's been very active in CASA. I went to a big luncheon a couple of weeks ago where she was very much part of it, honored, recognized for the work that she's been doing. I'm going to sit down in about 30 seconds and I'm going to say, oh my God, there's so much more to say about this woman, and you're going to be so happy that you can say we are all members of this fabulous club together. So I want you to meet, talk with, get acquainted with Shani Khan. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Two fabulous new members. With that, I will turn the mic over to Wayne to be introducing our speaker today. It crossed my mind. Everybody may not know who I am. I'm not Marty, right? My name's Debra Kelly. I was president a couple of years ago. Marty's out traveling, so I'm filling in for her. So I want to also welcome my husband, Jim, who surprised me and joining us today. So he was shy. He didn't want to, Jim's not shy, but he didn't want to stand up before. So, but otherwise. And with that, Tony, come on up with the raffle drawing. And then in Marty tradition, if you have bought a raffle ticket today, please stand up. And all of this, all of our proceeds from raffle do help fund our scholarships. So thank you very much for doing that. Okay. All right, great. Okay, are you ready for the countdown? I never can figure out Marty's numbering, so I'm just going to do it straightforward. Okay, 1, 7, 5, 2, 6, 0. 175260. Hank, is that back there? Come on up. Actually, come on up and. And then George Garmany, who is our games manager today, will go back and meet Hank back in the back. So, all right, great. Thank you very much. While I'm at it, let me do a couple of thank yous. David Driscoll was our red badge greeter. Bob Stunkel, happy birthday, a little late, Bob, was our past president greeter. Tony is our raffle promoter, along with George Garmany. And then guest and visitors desk, we had Elizabeth and Glenn and Alessandro and Sue Lounsbury. I saw her there as well. And meeting management, of course, Nathan and Fred and Wendy. So thank you very much. With that, let me turn it over for the PowerPoint. Yeah, great.
Hello, Rotarians and guests, and welcome to the Boulder Rotary Club's PowerPoint.
May the 4th be with you.
Welcome to springtime in the month of May. Rotary International recognizes youth service this entire month.
From Rocky Mountain Ryla to Interact, to Rotaract, to Rotaraction, to Youth Exchange, Rotary Youth change the world. Today's youth have a strong sense of service to their communities, nations, and the world.
And fittingly, we'd like to thank Bill Rubin, Nancy Chin Wagner, Michelle Carpenter, and Doug Yeiser for their hard work with our 2 Interact clubs. And congratulations to the Interact clubs for their successful Battle of the Bands this past week. It was awesome.
It was so fun.
Your invitation to the Colorado Congressional District 2 Rotary Candidate Forum should be in your inbox.
Join us Monday, May 14th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Millennium Harvest House.
To sign up, please go to your invitation and click the link that was sent out on Wednesday, or find the other link in the rib. You got to register if you want a seat, not in the House or Senate, but at the event. And moving on to committee briefs and announcements.
Roaring Rotary Silent Auction needs your items. If you've got some cool stuff, vacation home, hotel, airline points, something else that you might want to donate, please see Peter Ewing or Joanna King.
And sign up for Rotary Comes Home by tomorrow, May 5th. Rotary Comes Home is Saturday, May 12th, and all proceeds benefit the RILA scholarships. Please contact Joanna King to sign up.
Let's all celebrate. Blue Star Recycling has hit 1 million pounds. Despite the spring snow, the day before Earth Day, we have officially recycled over 1 million pounds of electronics in 2018. Thank you to everyone who contributed by recycling.
Holy cow, Sally. I can't wait for next week's program on May 11th.
I know, I was watching Erin the whole time while she was gone, watching her on Facebook. It was such a cool adventure.
They went around the entire country of Africa on motorcycles. I can't wait to hear more about it next week.
This has been the Boulder Rotary Club PowerPoint for May the 4th, 2018.
Hey, you know what tomorrow is, right? Cinco de Mayo. So everybody, say it with us now.
Have
a great Cinco weekend.
All right, thank you very much. As always, the Browns do a fabulous job. Well done, well done. All right, so the trivia for the day, though, is when is Mexican Independence Day? September 16th. Cinco de Mayo is what? Holiday celebrating the date of Mexican Army's 1862 victory over France. in the Battle of Puebla during the Franco-Mexican War. So that's the trivia you can bring back to folks. With that, George, please take it away with birthdays. Do you have a mic? George, there we go.
It's a good place to turn yourself around in the Hokey Pokey Clinic. We have several birthday people today. Carol Peterson Gorsuch, brought in the club by Jim Hunter, CPA. Bob Stunkel, brought in the club by Gerald Mundinger, classification ministry.
It's always been a delight over these years to share May Day birthday with Carol Gorsuch and with Bob Taylor. And I was particularly prepared for this 80th birthday, but I wasn't quite prepared to have various people talk about this being the 9th decade. And so that's the adjustment, but also reflections. And I do want to lift up some special friends over the years in Boulder Rotary, because I remember Bruce Ekstrand, whose birthday would have been right on the day before May. Norma, is that correct? Yes. And remembering Bruce, but also Steve Whitehead, who would have been turning 80 on May the 26th. And then thinking about Lane Ernest, who a dear friend of all of us, May the 12th, and he's also turning 80. And so we'll be thinking about Lane and hope that he might join us at some time during this month. But these are the types of friendships developed over the years, and I'm very grateful for the friendships of Rotary and also for the opportunities for service that our Boulder Rotary Club has presented. Thank you.
Robert Taylor was brought in the club by Paul Jadamas in university instruction. Doug Rutherford, brought in the club by Robert Rutherford, and he's in real estate. Dennis Channer, brought in club by Jim Swaby, investment management. Joan Brown, brought in club by Jack Stokes, University Administration. Brian Nichols, brought in club by Pam and classification eye surgeon. Larry Dries, brought in club by Marty Evans, classification IT. And Marianne Terrell, brought in club by Michael Weatherwax, CPA. And we have one other birthday guy here today sitting at the table who missed it when he was when his birthday came to pass. So, Dan Scheer.
Thank you very much. So my birthday, I celebrated my 75th in February. And the day I showed up expecting I'd be able to say a few words, the birthday table was not in session, which was new to me. And then every other week since, I'd forgotten to bring my remarks. That comes with being 75. So I do have two reasons that I wanted to share with you about standing up here. The first is mirrored by Bob's eloquent words. It's a joy to be a part of this club. It's a joy to have the opportunity to extend my service beyond the university, and it's a joy to be among such gifted, talented, and committed Rotarians. I appreciate that a lot. And then the other thing is, I found a number of consoling remarks by some luminaries who are at least 75 or older that I wanted to share with you. So Will Rogers said, "We could certainly slow the aging process down if it had to work its way through Congress." Agatha Christie said, "An archaeologist is the best husband a woman can have. The older she gets, the more interested he is in her." And Irma Bombeck said, The only reason I would take up jogging is so that I could hear heavy breathing again. But of course, the classic of them all is George Burns, who said, "When I was a boy, the Dead Sea was only sick." And this classic to close with, he experienced that he was so old that when he ordered a 3-minute egg, they asked for the money up front.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Happy birthday. And remember, during the month that it's your birthday, sit at the table, but also remember your birthday contributions to our foundation, because it helps provide scholarship funds. With that, unless there is something else that I am forgetting, thank you very much for sharing your time today. And Boulder Rotary, oh yes, thank you very much. There is also a tabletop that is referencing what? Have I forgotten? Oh, the Red Badge Committee. So again, this is Cassidy Murphy, who's helping us remind us of all the various action groups and committees that we have within our club. Boulder Rotary, the best place to be in Boulder, Colorado on a Friday afternoon. So have a great weekend. Thank you very much.